match area. So Infect we Storm and Legacy. Middle seat we have Jeskai versus Hollow One, and we have a red-black mirror over on Standard. Storm, you feel like took a pretty significant hit off this banning?
Yeah, I mean, Brian's a lot better at playing Storm than I am. I think that him playing it middling is probably comparable to my ceiling with the deck. You know, he's very good with it, but I found in a lot of my games I was leaning very heavily on Gataxian Probe, not just for the information, but also for relevant Storm count. In particular, when you're going off with Empty the Warrens, you want to make sure you can get a lot of spells in quickly.
Bryant on the play. Because he's on an empty build now, normally I'd say Storm can be the faster combo deck. I just don't think that's the case anymore.
I mean, you can assemble your combo faster. You can go off with Goblins faster.
Yeah, but you have to win.
Right. Now, against Glistener Elf, the Goblins play pretty well.
All right, Glistener Elf was a play, and Bryant will end step Brainstorm.
Now, the fear is getting berserked. That's a huge upgrade for Legacy Infect versus Modern Infect, and Tomajko is packing 2 copies of Berserk.
Right, the only interactive spells in Bryant's list are 4 Thoughtseize, 3 Duress in the main. He does have, he can Burning Wish for Massacre or Grape Shot.
Massacre not great against decks not playing Plains.
Right. I'm listing all the interactive cards in his entire deck.
Yep.
I don't think that one would ever play here. Grape Shot's okay, but just okay. He will Rite of Flame, so we're going to get some Goblins here on the second turn, assuming that we're not going to just actually get a full win. Get our Storm counter out.
And there are 2 main deck copy of Empty the Warrens. This build very much trying to just go off with Goblins. It does still have access to Ad Nauseam, but having 2 main deck empties, that's a lot of damage to flip over if you're going for an Ad Nauseam turn. The deck also plays 4 Infernal Tutor, 4 Burning Wish. That's a lot of 2s that don't really fit into your combo.
Second Rite of Flame. This one is a is +2. It's up to 4 mana. Here is Burning Wish, down to 2 mana. Third spell of the turn. In the Wish board, our options are Grape Shot, Past in Flames, Massacre, Tendrils of Agony, and Dark Petition.
We'll get for Empty the Warrens.
Oh, and there's Empty there as well. Yep. So he has 2 in the main and 2 in the board. Fourth spell is Chrome Mox.
Leftovers look like Dark Ritual Empty.
Dark Ritual, yeah. Not even imprinting onto Chrome Mox. And Empty, so 12 Goblins. This is what you mentioned. The deck's about fast empty now. With 12 Goblins, he can block without hurting his clock. But the question is,
don't get berserked.
Yeah,
don't get berserked is the game.
No cards. This is the whole plan. You know, I feel really cheated here, Ryan. My bingo card has Storm count of 8 on it. Really?
Nice.
This deck doesn't even Storm to 8 anymore.
Hey, it does sometimes.
I'd like...
there's tendrils in the sideboard. I mean, it can happen. Look, it still plays Ad Nauseam.
Acme's getting some negative customer reviews.
Looks like Tomajko now that all the Goblins are on the table, has found some disruptive elements. He drew Daze for the turn. There's a Force of Will floating around as well.
Yeah, well, maybe Bryant will draw a card that we need to... Yeah, I don't think so. We're gonna let those go.
Yeah. And the question is, how many pump spells does he have?
Yeah. Now he doesn't have. Does he have anything like Distortion Strike? Anything that can sneak it through? Is it just those Berserks?
Yeah, the Berserk pretty much considered an upgrade to Distortion Strike.
I suppose if he found Inkmoth Nexus this turn, that would work as well. But he did not.
Nexus would have been great. If you could just cast a Blighted Agent. You do get a lot of looks at Berserk. You're a Ponder and Brainstorm deck. 4 Brainstorm, 3 Ponder.
Another Blighted Agent, and Tomajko will pass.
Glistener Elf, rather.
There we go, another Elf. Oh, I like this. We see Thoughtseize from Cook. By leaving back both these blockers, Tomajko actually might have bought himself a turn on the clock, depending on how Cook attacks.
Yeah, you kind of want to leave back 2 Goblins here.
Right. He'll take Invigorate, leaving Daze, Vines, Noble Hierarch, and a land.
with 12 goblins against 18 life, though, I don't believe this is going to make an impact.
So let's see. Yeah, he wants to leave back 2, so he's free to block with 10, to attack with 10. And that's what he'll do. I guess it's a 2-turn clock no matter how Tomajko blocks here. Tomajko down to 8. Draws Spell Pierce. It's not going to help just yet. Yeah, he would need 4 blockers to survive the turn, and he can't do it. Bryant Cook takes the game.
Yeah, with Cook having that turn 2 empty, Tomajko is really pressured to have specifically Berserk plus a couple pump spells. Was not able to deliver on that front, and we're going to game 2. Fortunately, it was a turn 4 win, I believe. Combo on turn 2, attack on 3, attack on 4. So I don't get my turn 3 win box.
Not yet. Nope, that's for 4, huh? So we'll go over to the sideboard. So I'll start on Bryant Cook's side. He was the winner here. His sideboard, we see those last 7 cards. Those are part of the Wish board. The only cards you can actually board in are Abrupt Decay, Xanthid Swarm, Echoing Truth, and Chain of Vapor.
I'll tell you, Xanthid Swarm, that's not great in this matchup. I mean, you do kind of like it against blue decks. That's why it exists, though. Infect is a combo deck. You can't really go with cards like this that don't contribute to your combo and don't disrupt their combo. You can reach for Abrupt Decay, Echoing Truth, Chain of Vapor, some combination of that. I would go light on it, but specifically Chain of Vapor is a nice one as it can disrupt Tomajko's combo. You can just bounce the creature that's attacking you. And then also, you can use it proactively on your Storm combo. You target your artifacts, sacrifice an island, and you just cast your 0-mana artifacts again, be them your Lion's Eye Diamonds or even Chrome Mox sometimes. Yeah, I do like the Chain of Vapors in this sideboard.
Now on Tomajko's side, he doesn't have a card that clean answers Goblin tokens, nothing like a Golgari Charm or anything like that. Now he does have some things that can interact. Flusterstorms are counterspells with Storm. He has 2 Surgical Extractions. He has that 4th Force of Will actually in the sideboard. He has a Hydroblast, Relic of Progenitus, and Sylvan Library. I don't want to overboard too much with Infect, but I could see arguments for any of those cards.
Yeah, the 2 Flusterstorms and the Force of Will, those are pretty excellent against these combo decks, especially when you have a fast clock. You know, Force of Will often doesn't do it against Storm, but because he's also got this fast combo, it's going to be particularly good in his deck. Because this is a Rite of Flame combo deck, Hydroblast is actually pretty all right.
Yeah, that could be okay. And remember, it's Burning Wish as well. This build is very heavy on red cards.
For sure. Surgical is extremely medium. I have been nothing but disappointed by it against Storm. You're going to get some odd games where it can be huge. You're going to get a lot of games where it's going to feel like you mulliganed.
Well, especially now that Bryant is heavy on these Empty the Warrens, I think Surgical's even worse than it was a month ago in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. It lines up in an interesting way against Rite of Flame, I suppose, but that's pretty whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. You're just denying them a mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can do better.
You're also adding to the Storm count.
Ooh, that's 2 goblins. Okay, I don't know. I'm off it. So, for Star City Games Game Night, this is our promotion here. It happens at stores all around the country hosting game nights. That means it's weekly tournaments with excellent prizes over from StarCityGames.com. So this is your chance to win our exclusive pins and tokens. This month in July, we're giving away the Playing with Fire Dragon token and pin at game nights. Next month, we'll be giving away the Order of the First Cheese. It's a Gideon Knight ally, so you could use it that, or it's a cat and mouse. Either way, those will be available. And in September, we'll be giving away as prizes the Garden Tendencies. This is our 1/1 Panda Human Cleric. You can find a game night near you or sign up for game night. StarCityGames.com/game night.
Just noticed there's like a dragon or something in the background of that Garden Tendencies. I thought it was a tree, but it's got like these red eyes. That's spooky. Oh. So it's a token for West Valley Abbey. It represents Ormondal, I suppose?
No, it's the clerics. It's the one.
No,
Ormondal?
Yeah, that's what the token is. The background eyes.
Oh, okay. Game number 2 here. Tomajko on the play starts with a Ponder. Daze in the hand. Trying to dodge any truly fast combo draws.
Frequently, Storm can do it through a daze. Lotus Petal, pretty big game. Chrome Mox also can do it. Especially if your goal is to just make goblins. Your mana is a lot more choked if you have to go through ad nauseum, if you're trying to go through some dark petitions, what have you.
Ponder. And Oliver not going to daze that. His Infector in the opener is Blighted Agent, so the daze would actually come at a pretty high price for him.
Yeah.
And Bryant is shuffling off the Ponder.
You do counter cantrips a good amount against Storm as some of the other decks in the format. In particular, a deck like Temur Delver or Grixis Delver, they'll bring in Pyroblast in the matchup. But because Tomajko is on Infect, that means his counters are Force of Will, Daze, Flusterstorm. He has to be a little bit more reserved about when he uses them.
Blighted Agent from Tomajko and passes. And we'll see Duress from Bryant Cook. Only one Force of Will in Oliver's hand. I'm assuming he'll lose it. We have another Agent, 2 lands, Daze, Force of Will. No pump.
Depending on the texture of the hand, the Force of Will is generally going to be the best card here.
Bryant passes the turn.
Certainly can't take the Blighted Agent, so forget about that.
Invigorate the draw. Oliver will attack with Blighted Agent, pump it up to a 2/3. So 2 poison onto Bryant.
And this is threatening a win next turn. You cast the second agent, you have that Invigorate. Actually,
we're a little short, yeah.
We're 1 shy, actually. You would have to take another spell. But plenty of redraws. Ponder, Brainstorm off the top can certainly make it lethal.
Yeah, another Blighted Agent from Tomajko, and he will pass.
And with Bryant knowing about the daze, you expect him to try to go off for something big this turn. And he knows he has to play around that daze. Minimally, if he has the capability, he's going to want to make some goblins.
Looks like he's shuffling away Thoughtseize and Burning Wish.
This hand's actually kind of heavy on garbage. You see multiple Brainstorms left over, some 2-mana spells where you really only want 1, maybe 2 on your combo turn.
I don't think he found land 3.
There is a Chrome Mox, I believe, hanging out in the middle.
Okay.
Though without another land, that daze could give him some fits. It looks like he does have Dark Ritual. He can start to play into this a little bit. But he can't cast combinations of a lot of his spells. He's kind of choosing 2 colors of mana the way it shakes out because he doesn't have another land. So you can't like Dark Ritual into Brainstorm and also cast Burning Wish this turn unless you produce another land.
And we're going to see Thoughtseize from Bryant. Will actually play pretty well here. Tomajko has drawn that Invigorate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's no one thing that Tomajko could draw that just makes this lethal next turn, so this Thoughtseize is excellent.
Yeah, and he'll go ahead and take the Invigorate, leaving Tomajko with just Daze.
And now even if Tomajko is able to draw Become Immense, that's still going to be shy of lethal. Just 2, 3 with the Pendelhaven, 9. Oh, actually, he got into it. Become Immense would be lethal. I apologize. It's 9 on its own as a hit last turn. Ponder, Brainstorm, there would be redraws into that.
Swing in for 2. Bryant up to 4 poison. Make that 5. Looks like Pendelhaven was used. Just on board, it's a 2-turn clock. Brainstorm from from Bryant. I believe, though, Tomajko's picked up Surgical Extraction, which is going to make this very interesting. There is a Brainstorm, Thoughtseize, and Duress in Cook's yard. Nothing great yet. Cook did just pick up Ad Nauseum, however.
It's a matchup where Tomajko almost needs to counter something that matters and then catch it with the Surgical to really convert that in a meaningful way.
Right. Brian's teammate, Jacob Saracino, takes game 1 in Modern over Mario Martinez. Now, but because of the way this game's shaping up, it feels like we're not looking at goblins. Like at some point, Brian's going to try to tendrils out Oliver.
If he were to make goblins, he would need to make a lot of goblins. It would be in the threshold where tendrils would be lethal, just because the Blighted Agents plus these Pendlehavens, they have Cook dead in 2.
Chrome Mox pitching is the play. It looks like Brian's reaching for the Storm counters. Dark Ritual, ad nauseum with 1 mana up. He knows about the days. So will Oliver surgical anything before this ad nauseum happens?
It is nice, despite this being a creature matchup, Cook gets to go off with 17 life because Infect does not disrupt your ad nauseums at all.
Thoughtseize. So 1 damage. There's an LED. 2 off another Thoughtseize. 3 from Rite of Flame. 7 from Empty the Warrens.
Ugh. Empty is worst possible to see on a turn when you have to tendrils.
9 damage from that Burning Wish. 10 from Rite of Flame. 12 from Burning Wish. He started the turn at 17, so he should have 5 life left. Is he stopping? That's the question. Apparently he's at, he's at 4.
So 4 would make another empty lethal. I don't know if he would still have 2 in his deck post sideboard here. Because he's playing this 4 Burning Wish, 4 Infernal Tutor, he is not playing a Dark Petition, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
So basically what, he for free goes down to 4, and now he figures out whether this will win.
Now that Probe is not a card that you play, you really don't have to worry about going down to 2.
Yeah. Lotus Petal, okay.
Unless he's thinking he has to Thoughtseize this turn.
So now he's keeping everything. Lotus Petal is the play. LED, Storm 6, Lion's Eye Diamond, Storm is 7. Looks like he's found a win here. Rite of Flame, Storm's at 8. He's going to make red, 2 red mana.
And he gets to Burning Wish, crack Lion's Eye Diamond, and that's lethal tendrils.
Yeah. Burning Wish on the stack. Crack a bunch of LEDs. And Oliver extends the hand, so Bryant Cook 2-0. No probe, no problem. He's your winner over in Legacy.
Yeah, Thoughtseize definitely played a huge role there, and Tomajko just not really able to get off the ground as fast as he has to in that matchup.
No, not. I mean, and you saw that even with that Blighted Agent hand. It was a turn 2 agent, turn 3 agent plus pump. That's slow. That's a turn 5 presentation by Infect. That's not going to do it often.
And he had some disruption, though. Storm is pretty good at going off through just the days.
So that means pressure is now on Mario Martinez. He's lost game 1 to Jacob Saracino, which means he has no more losses to give here. He's going to have to rally back 2-0 for his team to take the round.
Hollow One is a pretty favorable matchup against Jeskai control, though post-sideboard, find out exactly what's available. They generally don't have access to too much in the way of Graveyard Hate, though there are 2 surgical extractions here. Ooh, and a Settle the Wreckage. That's quite good against Hollow One.
So we see Martinez on the play. Turn 2, he will Faithless Looting. Discarding 2 additional lands from Mario. And he'll make Hollow One for 1 mana. All right.
Going to be a check for a Path to Exile from Jacob.
Yeah, Martinez was on a 6-card hand here. Turn 2 Hollow One, not the most impressive, but it's enough.
If Jacob is just full-on red removal spells, the Hollow One will really put the hurt on him. Though Path to Exile is a clean answer. You build up to some of these sweepers. There's Wrath of God and Supreme Verdict in the deck. The Meddling Mage split, as it were.
Here's a swing from Hollow One. And Flameblade Adept post-combat for Martinez. Saracino took the hit to go to 16.
So it's going to be a no for the Path to Exile, I'd have to imagine.
Feels like it, yeah. End step Jacob will fetch down to 15.
Wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of red removal spell the following turn for that Flameblade Adept.
Sure.
You got to keep on something. He hasn't been casting cantrips.
Yeah, he kept a 7 with no cantrips. This shouldn't be enough to do in whatever hand he kept.
Right.
Sulfur Falls from Jacob, passes again. Thoughts here? Maybe we're looking at a Celestial Purge, something like that. Negate.
Purge to be available. I would kind of expect this turn to be Lightning Bolt on the Adept, or at least Lightning Helix, leaving up Logic Knot.
Goblin Lore is going to be attempted by Martinez. Looks like Jacob is going to try to counter. Actually, in response, he's going to Lightning Bolt the Adept.
Smells like Logic Knot then.
And then Logic Knot, yeah, delving both cards to counter the Lore. All right. So a swing for 4. Jacob will go to 11.
And now we'll find out if Jacob does have that 4-mana sweeper.
Yeah, I mean, he's kept the game pretty fair. It's just a 4/4 that he has to answer now. Mario's Yard has a Faithless Looting in it. Otherwise, no synergies in the graveyard just yet. And we'll have to wait a turn on that to see whether or not he actually has that Settle the Wreckage. His 4th land was tapped as he takes 4 more off Hollow One. And we're going to see Collective Brutality. Now we'll actually get to see if he has the sweeper. Mario's going upstairs with it to the discard mode.
If he had Settle, I figure he would have shocked for the Steam Vents.
That makes sense. Logic Knot, delving 1, paying 1 to counter Collective Brutality. All right, Jacob has something he's protecting. Next top card of his deck, the judge will put that back there. And now, is that enough? We'll see full delve for Gurmag Angler. How about Settle the Wreckage now? Are we?
Now it's looking really good.
I mean, Mario has no graveyard. I can't imagine he's not attacking.
The reason that Logic Knot was that at least he was trying to sell it. That was the only spell that the Brutality could hit. But if that's true, Jacob's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, if he has... We'll see if Mario respects Settle. I don't know that I would in this situation.
Yeah. So your opponent at 7. I'm pretty interested in just jamming with both creatures.
And Jacob land and pass. And this match is going to determine it. Max McVety, a 2-0 winner over on the standard table. Now he asks his teammates, do I respect Settle the Wreckage? And he doesn't, and it's not there. It's Secure the Wastes. That's just fine.
All 3 of them can't even trade with 1 Hollow One.
Nope, that is 2 jump blockers. And Bloodghast follow up for Martinez.
I believe that creature would have had haste. He didn't want that one to get settled.
And Lyra Dawnbringer for Saracino. That's a 1-of in the sideboard. It looks fantastic here.
Yeah, that one's tough to break through.
Okay. Huh. Hollow One's not good in this spot. He'll cast Goblin Lore.
Yeah, this is going to buy Jacob all kinds of time.
Sure.
Yeah, in the 75, Mario does have access to 2 Terminates. I would be amazed if those were in the deck.
Yeah, Lyra Dawnbringer's not stock in Jeskai either. So we'll cycle a Street Wraith. You know, you can't say I board them in for the Lyra.
Right. You also just, like, discard the card a lot, even if you want it.
Yeah. Does he have... How does he get past this? He doesn't?
Kind of trying to just have a good crackback. You see Jacob does attack with the Lyra here.
Okay, Jacob up to 12. I mean, the problem is that Jacob's in control of this pace, right? There's the only reason you'd only attack if it's correct.
Right. If he's backing this up with Settle or even a Cryptic Command, then Mario's in all kinds of trouble.
Right.
Once there's 2, certainly 3 hits, Jacob will have way too much life to play with.
Faithless Looting for Mario. Discards Bloodghast. Is he just going to pass? He's going to swing. Chump block. Path to Exile. Path to Exile.
Well, now he's got him.
That's Yeah.
This game just has to be over now.
Yeah, Mario extends, and he can't beat Lyra Dawnbringer. And 2 surgical extractions in the hand for Jacob Saracino, but that's not going to matter. It's all about the Baneslayer Angel here. Lyra Dawnbringer takes it home.